So when we bought this truck, this part was missing.
Yeah, all this was gone. It was already cut out.
Yeah, I see where the lower part of that quarter panel was just cut clean off, but then there was a hole on that inner part. It was rusted through, not necessarily cut out, right?
Yeah, it was all rusted out, but they had cut it out to where they were gonna section it in, and that's where we took over.
So what you're doing here, you're building some patch pieces. What part is that you're cutting up?
So I'm actually working on the B pillar, um, and these are just some leftover pieces from some braces and stuff that I had. They got 90-degree bends and some S turns in them, and I'm just using them to build the piece that's rusted out that I need to replace. I mean, you can see how much of the edge there is missing. So I have to build all that. I don't have a brake and everything, so I'm using these pieces, figuring out my bends, and I'm just cutting them to fit, and so it looks close to factory as I could possibly get it.
It looks like you're kind of winging it.
Yeah, just kind of. Sometimes it's just what I do. I just start looking at things and start cutting, and go from there.
That's probably not the safest way to cut.
Well, I mean, for a professional, that's a professional way to cut.
Got it. So if you're not professional, don't try that at home. Put it on a steady surface.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's OSHA approved, but
Definitely not.
it's gonna get the job done.
So here in this part of the video, I was out in the garage with you, and I was discussing some comments that were left on our TikTok post. There was one in particular. It was this guy that he did not consider his wife his equal. And he was saying that as long as he provides her this 6-figure car in her driveway, then she gets no say in anything around the house. And I didn't like that.
Yeah, it's kind of the wrong way to look at your marriage, I guess.
Yeah,
At least that's how I feel about it.
Definitely not how our marriage works.
No, it's a team.
Yeah. So here you are. Looks like you've got the upper part there cut out and ready to tack in.
I got it roughed out to shape, and I'm gonna clamp it on here, and then I'll scribe it and trim it to fit better from there. So yeah. So
And what are you using there to scribe it? When you say
Just-
scribe, tell them what you mean. You're tracing around it.
Yeah, so I just use a pick tool to trace around it and scratch the metal so I can see it. Sometimes it's a little bit easier than using a marker or something. Definitely can make a tighter cut with it. It's fun watching this. It's like, who is this guy?
When
Look at him.
when you watch yourself back, like working, are you picking yourself apart, or what's going through your mind?
I wouldn't say picking myself apart, but I mean, the faces I make and everything is pretty funny. This was a lot of work. Like, this took me like hours to do, really.
Well, I think I took about 3.5 hours of footage and condensed it down to this 45-minute video.
Yeah. This was fun. This isn't the kind of stuff that I get to do every day at work. I do collision, so so this is almost relaxing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your comfort videos.
Yeah. It's funny watching it.
So what you did there, you were just exposing the edges, correct, to get it ready to weld?
Yeah, just cleaning them up, getting all the loose like slag, or not slag, but just what's like left over from when you grind. There's a little bit of metal that sticks on the edges, so I just clean that all up.
Oh, the rough edges.
Yeah, and I'll
Okay.
taper the edge down a little bit so it makes it a little easier to weld. And then I got it all scribed, so I'm cutting out the piece where I'm gonna put the replacement part in. And, you know, I had to do this in 3 sections, so
Yeah.
yeah. So I did the upper piece first.
So I was out there for most of this while you were doing it, and like, I know you know what that missing part is supposed to look like, but I don't know what it looks like without looking at the other side. So watching you do this, it was very, like, I was just questioning everything because I didn't see it per se until you got it all fitted in. And I was, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, I wasn't quite sure why you were doing these smaller pieces, but after you did it, it made more sense.
Yeah.
So here you're cleaning up
Yep, I'm
to
cleaning
get
up.
it ready for welding.
Yeah, I'm cleaning it all up, getting some bare metal in there. Makes for a nicer weld. And then I vice grip it all on. And like, you know, I just tacked most of this in at first for a rough fit. And like sometimes you'll see me, I'll cut the tack welds and readjust it. And
What welder are you using?
I have a Lincoln SP135 Pro.
How long have you had that?
Probably almost 25 years, probably.
So it's been a good investment.
Oh yeah. I used to have 2. I gave 1 to our son, so. I'm getting old. Can't see.
Maybe you need a better welding helmet, huh?
Yeah, probably do. But that welding helmet right there, I've had that for, I think you bought me that welding helmet
I did.
probably 20,
You're not watching this, right?
19 years ago.
Well,
Probably about 19 years ago.
I bought you the one 19 years ago, but I think I bought you a second one when we were at,
Yeah.
we were working together at Murray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. So you bought me my last 2 welding helmets.
I guess it's time for me to buy you another one.
Valentine's is coming up.
It's true.
It's a good helmet though. I've pretty much had speed glass helmets my whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them.
So here you are cutting out that lower piece. So what you're patching in, you're going to have your upper, your lower, and then you're going to do a little midsection there.
Right.
So, funny part about this, as you're cutting this apart, if you keep watching, you'll see the whole cab of the truck sag.
Yeah, about a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Right, I think it's about right
let's
here.
watch right here and see what happens. If you look at the clamp, you can see it move. Yeah, there it goes.
There it is.
And then you bent your blade. So explain why that happened, what you should have done to prevent that.
Well, the only thing that was holding the cab up in the back was that B pillar right there, where it's hooked to the or attached to the cross member, the cab mounts brace. And I mean, I should have had a porta power under it to hold it, but I mean, it was an easy fix.
Yeah. So I was out here filming for our TikTok channel. If you have a TikTok, go subscribe to us over there. But yeah, we made a little video explaining this. So there's your porta power.
Yeah. I've had that for a long time too.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a porta power, I mean, a floor jack
See how
would
this
work,
piece
or,
curves?
you know,
Comes straight, then it goes in, and then it goes up.
even a block of wood if you could get it lift up. Porta power or jack's nice because you can actually watch it move and
These welds,
put it where you want it.
and this out, so it's more in line with this.
So here you're just gonna lift the cab back up to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And it looks like our GoPro cut out that footage of you actually jacking it up. So you did that, and now you've got that piece fitted in there. And you're getting ready to tack it in.
Was I getting ready to tack it in, or am I still figuring out where I want to have it exactly? Yeah, I guess I am getting ready to weld it. So I guess we might have missed all that where I was cutting the rest of it out.
Yeah, I think the camera died, and then we had to get a new battery.
Ah.
So we missed a lot of that.
Yeah. Make sure you turn the welder on when you go to weld. And the gas. Had the gas on though. This was a really fun piece to make.
Is that sarcasm or is that genuine?
No, it was genuine. I love doing this. So if you look between those two pieces, there's that gap. And you see a little bit of metal in there still. But that's actually like a little S-turn. So I had to find a piece that had a little S-turn on it and cut it all down and make it all fit.
Your light there.
It doesn't, it's magnetic, but it doesn't stick to rubber.
I was going to ask if it's magnetized and why you're trying to stick it to the tire.
My welding helmet at work, I have a cheater lens in it.
What's the cheater lens?
It's magnified because I'm going blind.
Gotcha. It's the old man lens.
Old man lens. It's like I'm going bald.
So here you're cutting where you tacked it in because you're wanting to move it a little bit.
Yeah. You know, it'd be nice if somebody would start building these parts for the Blazers. Make it a lot easier.
Pass for water.
Make sure you have plenty of grinders.
You like that little
Belt
sander?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool little tool. And I've had lots of them. So this is the piece. This was off of a brace. But if you look in there, it has this little S-turn in it, and that's what I used. So don't throw your old scrap pieces away. Keep them. You never know if you're going to need them.
And again, you're just eyeballing it.
Yeah. Like the majority of this isn't seen as long as it's mounted up flush.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
like, I started off fixing cars in high school, and this was the kind of stuff that I was doing. Had a 67 RS Camaro that I traded an 84 Cavalier for. And
Wait, you got them
I had
Camaro?
an 84 Chevy Cavalier that I'd fixed up and painted, and I had it for sale at the gas station I was working at, and this guy pulled up in a 67 RS Camaro. Looked rough, ran great, the interior was great, and I had my Cavalier for sale, and he says, "Hey, whose car is that?" And I says, "It's mine." He's like, "You want to trade?" I was like, "Yeah, let me call my dad." Traded him straight across, and I took that car home. I stripped it all the way down, took the fenders off, did all the body work.
Well, you definitely got the winning part of that trade.
Yeah, it was like about 2 months later when I had it all done and painted, he showed up in the gas station wanting the car back, and I told him to buzz off.
That was his poor choice. He's
Yeah.
probably telling this story to his kids,
Yeah,
kicking himself.
He's probably telling about how this guy robbed him.
Yeah, like it wasn't his idea.
But yeah, I mean, like I was doing that, and my buddy had a 78 square body short bed Chevy that I did. Like, I loved it.
So when you were in high school building these projects, did you do a lot of fabricating like you did here, or what did that look like?
Yeah, I did. On my buddy's Chevy, I did a ton of fabricating. But we also had a 55 Bel Air. It was a post that we fabricated a lot of parts on that too. Roof was all rusted out along the drip rails, so we had to build all the pieces for that and put them in, weld them. It was fun. That's what got me into this business. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that little S turn, and
You scribed it, cut it out so it'll fit.
yeah.
Now you're gonna tack that in.
Yeah. So if you look, it's a little long still, so after I get it tacked in, I'll cut it all down and grind it all so it's straight and looks good.
So for someone who can't just eyeball it and determine what parts need to be made, best suggestion is obviously to look at the other side to compare.
Well, you're gonna have a hard time looking at the other side because the quarter panel's on and everything. Like everything that I'm putting on here is in between the floor and the inside kick panel and the quarter panel. So it's
So what would you recommend? Just doing online searches, or how would they know what to build?
just gonna have to figure it out, really. Like, I don't even know what to say there. I just had a general shape that I was following because there was some metal still there, so I just kind of went off of that. But I mean, if you didn't know how to just wing it or whatever, you could always just take tape and mock up something in tape or some cardboard. Even like some good poster paper. Mm-hmm. Fold it and get it to the shape you want, and then transfer that to some metal and cut it all out and go from there.
Or I guess the best option would be to go to That Blue Collar Family on YouTube
Yeah.
and look and see what Blue Collar Dad's doing.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not every car that everyone's working on is going to be a Blazer. But yeah, that's why we're going to change it up. We have a Blazer, we have Ford, F-150, we got a Willys wagon. Like, we have a lot of stuff coming down the line.
What are you doing here?
So this is the cross brace, the cab mount brace that comes out that attaches to the B pillar. So I'm grinding, all the rust, all the dirt and everything, just getting it out of there, so I can figure out where I want to cut it. Mm-hmm. which I'm doing right there.
And why are you cutting that piece? Was it rusted out?
Yeah, it's all rusted out where it mounts up to the B pillar. It's not too bad where I'm cutting it. It's actually really good. So it's just the piece coming out to the B pillar itself is rusted. So, and then I'll take the new one that I have. I'll cut it a little bit long, and I'll get it all fitted up, and then just grab my line and cut it. And I actually left the bottom a little bit long, so I lapped it just so it has a little bit more strength.
And that is the actual correct part for that replacement?
Yes, this is the actual correct part.
Not something you just found?
No. Sometimes you do that, though.
I am glad that you always wear your safety glasses.
I have to. They have bifocals in them so I can see. Like I said, I'm blind.
Yeah, you're always wearing them glasses.
I've had a lot of metal dug out of my eyes, so after having a grinder taken to your eyeball to get metal out,
You learned your lesson?
Yeah, I learned my lesson. Or the hypodermic needle that the doctor stuffed in my eye to get metal out. That wasn't very fun. That left me a pretty good scar.
The worst I had was when I got chemical in my eye and they had to flush it.
Ooh.
And they put like the suction cup on your eyeball.
Yeah.
And when they take it off, it's like, and it grossed me out really bad.
Yeah. That's how it was when he stuck the needle in my eye.
Yeah.
I could feel it pulling, and you heard it pop, and there was a chunk of my eyeball on the needle.
I don't think that's.
Yeah,
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
No, I don't go to the emergency room with that anymore. I'll just go straight to an ophthalmologist.
Yeah. Yuck. All right. So you are fitting
Yeah, I'm getting it
that
fit up,
piece.
getting it all lined up. So like I said, I left it long so I could overlap it and clamp it, and then I'll scribe it from there. Trim it up to size and go from there. So I'm just bringing it up level here to the bottom of the B pillar.
So hammers. Do you think it's necessary to buy like a name brand or Amazon hammers fine? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, starting off, no. Amazon hammers would be fine. You know, Napa, whatever, wherever you can get your body hammers.
Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight, yeah. I use Snap-on hammers. I love them. I think the heads are good. The handles are... The hammer I'm using here, it's a Snap-on head, but the handle's actually a Cornwall handle that I had to replace. But all my hammers at work are Snap-on hammers. I love the way they feel. Some people might argue with me on that too, you know. I do not like the fiberglass handles. I'm all about wood handles. I like those a lot better. But the best body hammer that you could have is the one that you have in your hand.
Yep.
Dang light. Dollies, I'm not too particular on dollies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a chunk of metal. You can kind of see how that S-turn and all that turned out right there. It turned out actually really good.
Yeah. Looks like you knew what you were doing.
I was good at pretending. So that Snap-on chair right there, I bought that like 30 years ago when I blew out my first ACL. That was the first chair I ever bought. So I could roll around the shop with one leg up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it needs some wheels on it.
I think it's time for the trash.
What is that? It makes a good temporary seat when you have the seats out of the trucks, though.
It does. It does that.
Alright, so cleaning up, getting some bare metal exposed.
People always give me a lot of grief because I don't wear welding gloves. I wear those little rubber gloves everything that I do.
Mm-hmm.
So just can't do anything with those welding gloves on, and then you got to throw them off and put them back on.
In this video, it looks like you have a glove tan. I don't think it's like that in real life, but it really looks like your hands are.
No, that's just dirt, all the dirt from everything that I'm doing here. I remember I was out there just sweating. It's probably why all the dirt stuck to me.
So we pulled this project into the garage the first week of August.
Yeah. It's a lot of work going to work and then coming home and working on this.
Yeah. Which hopefully we can get enough subscribers that we can start monetizing some of this and you can do this full time.
Yeah, if not, I'll still do what I do. I'm just lining up the brace with that B-pillar so it's nice and flush.
That dang light. It's getting in the way.
Doesn't even look like it's on. It's actually a little ball-peen hammer that I picked up when I started working on this that I actually really like. It's funny, when I first started this career, and I'd have all these welding burns on my arms and stuff, I was always like self-conscious. I always thought people were gonna think I was like a druggie or something. Now I'm proud of them.
What are you drilling in there?
So I'm putting screws in just to hold it temporarily so I can move on to some other stuff. Like right here.
So that's the piece you just welded in
Yeah.
front of there.
Yeah. I'm just cleaning up all the loose grime. And everyone's going to give me grief, but on all my braces, my inner panel pieces and everything, anything that's not on the outside of the car, I like to use Pour 15 to hold back the rust, and everyone's telling me to use other stuff, but it works, and that's what I use.
So there was a comment today on one of our videos about Pour 15. This guy saying, oh, I restore vehicles and, we used Pour 15. He made it sound like he used it not how it was intended to be used, and he said that it peeled, and he's like, so now we just use epoxy. And epoxy is great on clean rust-free metal.
Yes.
But if you have metal that has rust that's already started growing on it, you clean off the scale and everything, get as much off as you can, Pour 15 is going to neutralize that rust so it doesn't continue growing, where epoxy's not going to do that.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
So
I'm sure a lot of people are going to argue that, but you know, what you're saying is absolutely right. It needs to be clean, you know, clean metal for epoxy to do its job. And like I said, I use this all on the inside, so all of them inside braces, the in between my panels that are going to be up against each other. I don't use any of it on the outside of my panels, so I don't worry about it peeling as far as that goes. And truthfully, to paint over Pour 15 with automotive paint, it would be such a pain in the butt. So like I said, I use it in between my panels to hold back the rust.
right, because there likely is rust growing in there, and the Pour 15 helps contain it.
Yeah, Pour 15, once it's dry, it's rock hard. And the crazy thing about Pour 15, the more moisture it has, the harder it dries. So yeah.
But it's always important, whatever product you're using, to use it to the manufacturer's specifications. Read the
Right.
can.
Read the can.
And use it how it's intended to be used, and then it won't peel or flake.
Yep.
So this piece that you're about to tack in, did you fabricate that?
No, that was a floor piece that actually came with the truck.
Okay, so the last guy had purchased it.
Yeah, so I just cut out I expanded where they were cutting because I wanted to get more into that brace to get it cleaned up. And there was some cracks and stuff in the back. So made it a little bit bigger hole, and so I'm just tacking it in right now to fit everything up.
I'll make sure our camera's still recording.
Does it turn off?
If it ran out of space, it would turn off, but I would just hate for us to be talking for 20 minutes and realize it hasn't been recording this whole time.
So I'm just using that hammer to hold the piece down flush to the other piece. And right there, the panel kind of curves down, so I just was hammering it to form it more to better fit that shape. Yeah, Pour 15 has like a really bad reputation with some people. I personally haven't had any issues with it.
I think it's because they're using it wrong.
Maybe. I mean, I've done frames with it and I've never had any problems. You know, anything that's going to be exposed to the sun, get UV. I mean, you want to put something over the top of Pour 15. They make products that go over it to give it more UV protection, but I mean, I don't have any issues with it. I don't understand why everyone dislikes it so much. But it's funny because you got people who like it and you got people who dislike it.
And there's really no in between.
No, there isn't. Like I said, what I'm using it for, I think it works great. All my inner rockers and everything, I'll coat with Pour 15. I'll sand them all up and grind them down, which you're not really supposed to put it over paint. It should be, you know, sandblasted or grinded metal, nothing smooth. There's cleaners that you should be using, but I'll coat it the inside of my rockers and everything that I'm doing, just because I mean you can't get in there. Like some people will paint the whole inside of their rockers, which is great. That's awesome if you got the time. But Pour 15, I could just pull out a can and a sponge brush and I can brush it on. I don't have paint flying all over my garage or anything, and works good.
So in a future video, you will remove that quarter panel or bedside, and you're going to be
Finishing up.
yeah, I don't know if you're fabricating or if you had the actual part, but that part just in front of the wheel well there, you're going to be patching that in as well.
Yeah, so I didn't have the part, but what I do have is the extra seal plate from the back of the bed that came with the truck. And I used that to to fix the front seal. So I use these spot weld drill bits they're amazing. Like I know some people use the little spot weld drill bits that are like a hole saw, a little tiny hole saw. Which, I mean, those are cool, but you know, you got to center punch your spot weld with a center punch and then use that and go really slow. But these ones that I have, they actually have a little bitty drill bit in the front of it, so it's self-centering and doesn't walk on you. It can walk on you when they get dull, but I love those things. So all my spot welds I'll pretty much do with that, and that way when I go through the first panel, it cleans up the front side of the back panel that I'm welding into, so I have nice clean metal to weld into.
Yeah. And in another video, you can see the kick panel's already replaced here, but we have footage of that, so we'll be posting that too, showing how we replaced it.
So this is the rest of the floor piece that I made that patch out of, and I'm going to use that to build that little side kick panel piece because they don't make it. So
Looks like you cut it down.
I cut it down a little bit, and now I'm figuring out where I have to bend. It needs a bend on a 90 right there where it mounts up to the floor, where it rises up into that sill panel. So I'm just looking at everything, winging it.
Eyeballing it.
Eyeball. No, seriously, I probably did. I was crying. Probably not the most efficient way to bend it, but there's that little ball peen hammer. I love that thing.
You said you just bought it when we got this truck?
Yeah.
Snap on?
No, Home Depot. I don't buy a lot of snap-on tools anymore, but like I said, their body hammers I think are worth it. Their air hammer, the one that I have right there, I've had that thing for a long time, and I love their air hammers. They hit hard. They're good and loud.
That's why you can't hear anything?
Huh? So the little corner piece was giving me a fit on this, so I had to. I don't know if it showed it all, but I was having to roll that so it has more of a curve to it instead of a straight edge going in there. That's kind of why it was teetering. Too many tools.
You got a lot of tools right there.
Yeah. I think I was cussing there. I use self-tappers to pull everything together. And so right here, it's, you know, that piece isn't supposed to be that long, so I'm tacking it all up so I can scribe it to follow the jam right there. And then I'll cut it.
What were you marking there?
I was eyeballing the seat belt, where the seat belt screw goes, bolt goes, screw. And then right here, I'm figuring out where I'm gonna have to bend it and cut it, because this piece actually has to fold over and go out and meet the quarter panel, that inner panel right there. So
So this piece, I noticed you didn't reinstall that piece for quite a while. Like, you got the bedside off and it still wasn't on there.
yeah,
Like, when do you put that piece back on? Because I was looking for it when I was editing this video.
I don't know if I have any video of it. I think I do. It's just later on. I left it off for quite a while because there were some little pieces that I had to make in there to close up some of the holes. I'm actually really happy with how this piece turned out when I was all done.
You did a good job.
It's really nice. Off to where all the magic happens. So tight in that garage right there. My welder and everything. So you can see where I bent it over. So that bend goes out and it hooks up to the inner quarter there. And then later video you'll see how I finish it off. Because it needs to, where it comes out and touches the quarter, it needs to bend down in a 45. So it gives it something to mount to.
If anybody out there wants to sponsor us to get a shop in our backyard, our contact information is on our homepage.
Yeah, good luck. Don't count your chickens, but I got 8 of them.
You have more than 8 chickens.
Every now and again, I gotta look at that camera and make sure it's still there.
Broke the fourth wall.
So I actually had the old piece that they cut out for right there. So I had something to kind of reference off of. A lot of it was missing. I wish they would make that piece. Make it so much easier. I wish somebody would make a whole floor for one of these.
Yeah.
A whole front floor.
We do replace the whole rear floor.
Yeah. In a later video.
In a later video. Subscribe so you can see the whole thing.
So if you notice, I didn't weld that piece in yet because I wanted to leave it loose so when I'm doing the rest of the cross member and stuff, I can get it out of the way. And
Yeah, I don't know why you even put it up there because you're going to take it back down.
Because I want to admire my work.
Is that where you're gonna spot weld it, or what was that for?
That might have been for the seatbelt. So here's the piece. That's what it used to look like. And that's the seatbelt bolt and everything, so I gotta take that out. But really, when you look at it, it's pretty close to what I built.
There's the outer rocker that you are fitting up.
Yeah, I think I just set it up on there. I gotta hang my door and everything, so.
So yeah, in one of our next videos, we will be showing you the kick panel and that front floor patch there that you see done. We'll show you guys how he did that.
And the inner rocker.
Yeah, and then the inner rocker as well. Should it all be one video?
Yeah, why not?
Probably make that all one video. And then in another one, we'll do that, the remaining patch on this floor piece that he's been working on, where he's patches that rear sill plate.
Yeah, but we gotta get the bed sides off and the floor out to do all that.
But yeah, that's how he took this from a giant missing hole to now it's got something there and we can keep on building on it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to our channel. Tell us if you like this format of video with us doing this video overlay discussing what we're doing. But yeah, drop us some comments below. See ya.
See ya.